Hi, my people. Welcome back to LeadIn Tech Mentorship Program. I am Miss Mailiana, your mentor, your career coach, and today we are going to be looking at Model 5 of our Phase 1 program. Right, so today we are talking about career growth and leadership, leading through faith and service. All right, we've gone through building our career from scratch, right? Developing the career, we've gone through alignments with the spirit, and now I'm expecting you to understand that for you to have a successful career as a religious person in quotes, right, or as a Christian, or as someone who believes in God, right, you shouldn't work differently. That's okay, my spirituality is different from my profession, right? It has to stay together. That's when that's when you will be able to actually make more impact and see more results in time, right? Most of the time you work so much and you wouldn't know what's happening. Why am I not seeing results? But if you're able to align with your spirit, align with your inner self, you will be able to see the results you want to see at the right time because you are aligned with your spirit and all that. So that's what we've looked at throughout our 6 models, right? So now we are on model 5, which is more of like career growth, right? We looked at the alignment part and we looked at career development and even managing our time to be able to see the result we want to see. So after you've been able to build your career, after you've been able to establish it, to develop it, that okay, this is where I want to go to, how then would you grow it, right? So that's what this model is about. How would you grow it? Okay, so this is all about being able to lead well with your career, because I believe that when you start your career, you go to a point whereby you are able to lead, right? It not necessarily lead a whole team, but probably lead yourself to keep growing, right? The very first thing you have to do is lead yourself to keep growing. And when you're able to lead yourself to grow so well, that's when multiplication happens and you can lead other people, right? So leadership is very important. In fact, everybody is supposed to be a leader, be able to lead yourself. Not say I'm a leader, so you're leading other people, but you are a leader leading yourself to great things. You're a leader leading yourself to see great things happen around you, right? Then after you are able to lead yourself to see those results will call people to you, and then now you extend your leadership to them, right? So leadership is not just about leading other people, but also leading yourself to see the results that will attract people to you. All right, so that's all today's model is all about: leading, serving with excellence, and growing your influence. So in fact, I can just end here because I've just told you that when it comes to you growing your career, you have to get to a point where you lead yourself to see so much results in a day. You know what you're going to be doing, you know how you're going to go about it, and you make so much results out of it. After that, all that you're doing is putting excellence in your work. You are serving with excellence, and when you are showing the right results, it's going to attract people. That's the influence you give to others, right? So that's just it. Okay, all right, let's get into our sections for today. Okay, so what is our very first section will be that we define what faith-driven leadership is. As I've already mentioned, leadership is not just leading other people, but firstly leading yourself to see the greatness in you, to see the great result you have, and that will attract people to you, and that will even give you the opportunity to lead other people, right? So in the kingdom mindset, which is the Christian kingdom, which is the God-like kingdom, the Christ-like kingdom, right? I'm a Christian at this point, you should know that, and that is where we are building this from. Faith-driven leaders are guided by conviction, not convenience, right? As I am here, I am leading myself. I have not called myself to be a leader in other direction yet, but I am leading myself to grow into that version where I can lead a lot of people. In fact, at this point, I'll say I'm leading about 30 people monthly, but then the whole point is I started leading myself 3 years ago, 2 years ago, and that's results. It has made me be able to lead other people. If that is not there, I don't know, like, it's going to be difficult for you to say you're a leader. What have you done that shows that you're a leader? Do you get? Faith-driven leaders have that conviction that I am doing this thing because I have to, because I am sent to do it, right? As I am here, I know so well that the topic career development, when it comes to this tech world, this technology world, I have been called to actually run this, to help as many youths I can in Africa, right? So I have that strong conviction. So I don't do it because I just want to do it or because I see it easy, right? No, I do it because I have the right conviction, right? So faith-driven leaders do not just go about. In fact, when I was building all this, all right, when I was starting my data analysis career, I went in search of a scripture that talks about data analytics, and amazingly enough, it was found in Genesis 1 verse 1 to 3, where God actually brooded over the whole universe before creating. In fact, all that, I did a post about that, but that was my conviction before I went in. So when I am saying I'm a data analyst and all that, it's not just because I have learned the whole tools, but it's because I'm standing on something greater than myself that is backing me. All right. So first and foremost, what it means to be a faith-driven leadership is that you lead with conviction. You don't lead because it's convenient to you. All right. Real leadership is when you can influence others while staying anchored in your principles. So first and foremost, you have to know your principles and lead yourself to stay by your principles. Do you get? You have to lead yourself by your principles, stay in the principles, make it an anchor that you always move by, and that is going to make you be able to lead others and influence them. If you don't have a principle, how are you going to be leading? Do you get? So you have to always know that you lead yourself first, see the results, then you move on to the next, which is multiplication. All right. So in Matthew 20:26 says, whoever wants to become great among you must be your servant. I'm saying it again. Whoever wants to become great amongst you must be your servant. I think I will use my actual Bible. So today's recording, I brought my Bible. Something fell. A book fell. All right. So let's open Matthew 20:26. All right. Matthew 20:26 says, my Bible is an NIV version. All right. And 20:26 says, not so with you. Instead, whoever wants to become great amongst you must be your servant, right? So in the sense that if you want to lead, you need to serve, right? So first and foremost, serve yourself. Like, I don't know, but it's not about you being boastful about yourself or not, but you have to be able to give yourself the right treatment, in the sense that if you want to be good in let's take for example your health, you have to be able to serve yourself good food so that you can actually be able to live healthy. You are serving yourself. If you want to actually be good at data analytics, you have to serve yourself the knowledge to be able to know it. You have to give yourself time to study. You have to be able to allocate time to study. So serving is not just about you serving other people, right? Leadership is also not just about you leading other people, but the very first anchor is yourself. Because I think if you are able to understand this, it changes the whole scope. For me, I'm still leading myself. Even though I'm doing things and people are saying you are doing so well and all that, I've not gotten to where I want to get to. I've not gotten the results I want to show you guys, right? So I'm still working on it. As I'm here, in my mind, every day if I'm like holding back a record, I'm like, you have 3,000 videos target to hit. The faster you record, the faster you get there. Because I go check my videos, I'm like, right now I'm around 300 across socials, and I want to hit 3,000. So you can see where I'm going to. I'm leading myself there. When you do that, it becomes easy for you to say you are a leader and have results backing it. All right. So let's go on. So at this point, I hope you understand what faith-driven leadership means. With my own definition, start leading yourself to the right places so that you see the right results. The right results will get you to also multiply to lead other people. And also from Matthew 20:26, a leader is a servant. Simple. Or to become a great leader, you need to serve. Great. All right. So in the corporate world or tech, this translates to leading projects, people, and yourself with integrity and empathy. That's what I have here. So you don't wait for a title to lead. You lead right where you are. This is what I have for you here. All right. So let's go to the 3 dimensions of faith-based leadership. In leadership, right, we would have this in three dimensions, which are dimensions created by me, and I got all this strategy and everything when I spent a whole day with God. Okay, so the very first one is self-leadership. The second is servant leadership, and the third is strategic leadership. I think I've mentioned a lot about self-leadership already, but this is more of like you being disciplined before going to have a direction, right? All right, I'm not going to talk much on self-leadership because I think I have murdered it in our first sector, right, or sections, right? So you cannot lead others if you can't lead yourself. That's what I have here. This means that your emotions, your habits, your focus needs to be disciplined. You need to serve yourself the right tools, the right things, so that you can show the right results. And that is more of like discipline. You have to discipline yourself to do that. So if you're able to discipline yourself, you're leading yourself, and the results will show, and that would make it multiply. So I have a quote here says, before God gives you people to lead, he gives you seasons to manage. Oh my God, before God gives you people to lead, he gives you seasons to manage. Remember 4 years in a year? I experienced 4 years in a year last year, and when I mastered that, here I am creating a whole mentorship program for you to be able to benefit. Do you get the narrative? Do you get like how everything is connected? So please lead yourself before you go into anything. Okay, the next dimension is servant leadership. Influence through service, right? Service is not weakness. When you are serving someone, it's not weakness. In fact, I have a lot of Nigerian friends, and I watch a lot of Nigerian movies, and I'm so intrigued about their Igbo culture of entrepreneurship. In fact, I heard it that they stay 9 years plus before they graduate and have their own store, or before their bosses give them say that, oh, you are done, go and be your own boss. 9 good years. Oh my God. When we were in school, 4 years was a lot for us. 2 years, in fact, maybe 1 year to do masters. But someone stayed under someone for 9 years to learn. That's like to serve. And in fact, let's put the learning aside. They serve, they don't get paid, they just get food and shelter, and they work for 9 years. Oh my God. That system beats everything, right? So service is not weakness. It strengthens it's a strength under control. You are controlled. Oh my God, it's a strength under control. I can't go further. I can't explain it. Like, it's very self-explanatory at this point. So servant leaders don't ask who can help me, right? So servant leaders don't ask who can help me. They ask, who can I lift? Who can I help? I watched one of the medical is it hospital movies, or I don't know the name, but the doctors movies and all that. And there was one administrator also who used to say this, how can I help, right? And in fact, he was loved by, he's a leader, he was the administrative leader of the hospital, but the words that used to come out of his mouth was, how can I help? It's not who can help, how can I help, right? So service is not weakness. Okay, every time you help a teammate, share knowledge, or encourage someone, you are leading. Even though you think you are serving, but it's really you leading. Okay, right? So another scripture, John 13:14. So let's read it. Now, in fact, now every session we are going to have my Bible here, because probably I may be reading 13 verse 14, and it says the word of God. Thank you, Lord Jesus. Right? It says, now that I, your Lord and teacher, has washed your feet, you also shall wash one another's feet. Okay, if I, your Lord and teacher, have washed your feet, you also ought to wash another man's feet. So God himself washed the feet of his disciples. That is leadership definition. All right, so you have to know that for you to be a great leader, you lead yourself. Then now you practice servant leadership. That's serving people. And then the third dimension is strategic leadership, where wisdom is in action. Right? I studied the characters King Solomon from the Bible, and wisdom is application of knowledge. That's what I understood from that. Okay, so faith without wisdom becomes chaos. Faith without wisdom becomes chaos. Strategic leaders pray, but they also plan. Oh my God, I'm a full planner here. I can give you a whole 1 year plan, right? How come I spent 1 day with God and I had 2026 full plan for LeadIn Tech Mentorship? I prayed, but at the end, I was able to plan, right? So strategic leaders do not just pray, they also plan. So pray and plan. It's just R and L, the R, L, and N, which is the difference. pray and plan all the time. Okay, they listen for direction, but they also make data-driven decisions. I needed to put data there, right? I'm a data analyst, but you need to actually be able to plan your life, plan whatever you are doing, even though God has a different plan for you, which He directs you on. So it's better for you to stay, if you stay in God's place, if you stay with God, and you pray to Him and all that, He's going to be able to give you the whole scope of what you are going into, and then you get to plan and have the whole timelines and everything. All right, so I have a quote here saying, pray like it depends on God, plan like it depends on you. Pray like it depends on God, only God can do this for me, and plan like it depends on you. After you pray that God, not only you can grant this for me, you also need to plan to say, not only me can achieve this. If I don't, like, I have the right, or I have the power to make this real. Because if you've prayed that God give me this, you as the human being have to bring it into existence. Do you get? So you really need to pray and plan. All right, so let's get into the final, no, not the final section, the next section. Let's get into the next section, which says how to lead in your current season. Right, wherever you are now is a season. You need to, in fact, I think one of our live sessions, we're going to seasons and all that, but you need to understand that you are in a season, no matter what, wherever, even if you are down, you are busy, you are making money, you should know your season. So let's go on. You don't need a promotion to lead, right? So more of like in the corporate space, I need to be promoted to be to the manager role before I can lead. You don't need a promotion to lead. You can lead through your example, how you treat clients, manage tasks, or guide a small community. Even if it's a community of 2, a community of 3, community of 4, yourself, even you yourself, you're a community. Because if you sit down and start talking to yourself, you realize that a lot of things are going through your head, right? So you need to be able to lead with that. Okay, ways to demonstrate leadership now. Take ownership. Okay, if you see a gap, fill it. I remember making a post on LinkedIn about this, whereby multiple people asked me, how do I keep staying consistent with all this? Because honestly speaking, at work, I'm really working, but if you go online, you see the results or the likes and the following, it's like, you are doing so much, so why is your following not tallying? And why are you still consistent? How do you stay consistent? Right, I did a 100 days challenge and I stayed true to it. How do I stay consistent? First and foremost, immediately I say, okay, this is a gap I want to fill. It doesn't become a chore again. It becomes a responsibility, and I own it, and I finish through. So do not see any gap and just overlook it that someone is going to fill it. Right? If it's in your power, within your power to do it, take ownership and fill it up. All right. The second is encourage others. Feedback is leadership. Encourage others. Right? So after 2 years of taking full charge of becoming who I want to become, right? Because I took the decision to really go fully into whatever I am doing right now, 2023 July. After 2 years, now I have seen it that I have moved to the next level, seeing results. So I need to empower others and encourage others and receive feedback from them that, because I listened to Miss Mailiana, this is what I've been able to achieve. That's feedback. And because I listened to Miss Mailiana, I didn't get this. Then that was when I realized that I need to do something. Right, so encourage others. Right, that's the next way to demonstrate leadership. The next is serve without waiting for recognition. In fact, me as of now, thank you, my 181 followers. Thank you so much. Please, if you are watching this and you've not subscribed, subscribe. I love it now. I don't know, but like I'm so comfortable in not seeing that plenty of people are looking at me. And I know I'm preparing for that time when everything blows up. But to be able to do this almost every time, serve myself the knowledge to be able to come here and all this, without any recognition, right, in quotes, okay, the normal definition of recognition we know. That's what I'm talking about. It means a lot. So if you're able to crack the code and still stay relevant, still serve, still give knowledge and all that, for me to be able to even sit to record these videos, and today's the 5th video, we'll have the 6th one, and then we'll have the full 6 videos for phase 1 without being recognized. It means a lot. So be able to do that. Serve without waiting for recognition. That's one thing my grandma taught me, is that do not wait for someone to come and do it, right? So most of the time in my house, my little sister, actually used that to her benefit. So she became lazy. She's not lazy. When she works, she works. But because she knows that I have it in my mind that immediately I see something wrong, I'm going to do it. So if she sees it, Franca will come and do it, right? So that's how we were brought up. We were not brought up to see everything as a chore, but to see it as a responsibility for you to correct something, right? So say for example, there is a plate that was used and we don't know who used it. My sister can come and see it and leave it there because she knows when Franca comes to see it, she's not going to leave it there. She's going to wash it, right? Because she doesn't. I don't wait for any recognition. And it's not because, and she knows that she uses it to her benefit, but it's just to show that that's how I was brought up, and I thank grandma for that. I thank my grandma so much for that, because most all the knowledge she was giving me, which I was thinking is too much, actually is what made me to be growing into a good leader now. So serve without recognition. The next ways to demonstrate leadership is keep learning. Oh my God. I also have to say, and I tell my grandma when I was growing up, that each and every day I grow. And so each and every day I grow within my stature and within my wisdom as well. And little did I know that actually a scripture where Jesus grew in stature and wisdom and something like that, right? I'm paraphrasing. So always keep learning. Learning actually is a key thing, right? Every day have something that you've learned. It changes a lot, right? So these are 4 ways you can demonstrate leadership, right? People do not follow titles, they follow trust. Let them trust you. So trust yourself first. Everything starts with yourself. If you're able to start with yourself and you like it, that means there'll be someone out there that will like it. If you don't like it, there'll be someone there that will not like it. Okay, when you are faithful with a small responsibility, bigger ones will find you. True. Okay, so the next section will be faith and character in leadership. All right, your faith is your compass, your character is your credibility. I'm taking it again. Your faith is your compass, your character is your credibility. Your faith is your compass, your character is your credibility. Leadership will test both of them. Will test your faith and will test your character. There will be moments where doing the right thing costs you your comfort zone. Right, there will be moments that this all leadership thing will test your faith and your character, and you will feel like why am I even doing this? It's very important for you to be able to stay focused on your faith and build your character as well. But remember this, you are not leading for applause, you are leading for impact. Always remember the impact over applause. Okay, so let's take another scripture. Proverbs 11 Proverbs 11:3, and it says, the integrity of the upright guides them, but the unfaithful are destroyed by their duplicity. Right, this is a lot. Right, so the integrity of the upright guides them. So your integrity is very important. Never trade your integrity for influence. Never trade your integrity for influence. You can rebuild platforms, but not principles. You can rebuild platforms, but not principles. So please take note. Okay, all right. Let's get into the next section, which is reflection and growth exercise. Okay, so we are wrapping up, okay, for this model. Okay, here are some things I would want you to reflect on as you watch this video and go through this week. Where can I serve better in my current space should be some of the questions. Okay, so these are some of the questions you should ask yourself and get answers for and start practicing. So the very first question is, where can I serve better in my current space? Remember, look at yourself. Your current space, now it's you. Sorry, pardon me. I have a lot of Nigerian friends now, so they're influencing my way, but I will stay on course, right? Always remember that it's yourself first. And so find, where are you now? Which current season are you in? How can you serve yourself better? Or if you are even serving your workplace, how can you do that better? Remember, it's for your own principles and for your own growth, not for any other person, not for applause or anything. Integrity. Okay, what leadership qualities do I admire do I admire and want to develop? Right, you should know those qualities and develop it. How am I showing faith in my daily decisions? So you realize that faith, I have faith is supposed to be a daily activity. Okay, as I am sitting here doing this recording, and I know that in the coming days, coming month, hundreds of people will watch this video, so I'm working by faith. I'm putting in the work. Okay, all right. So always remember this. Leadership is learned through responsibility, not just admiration. Hey, I want to be like you, Miss Mailiana, I want a girl. Start. Take responsibility. Okay. So there will be an assignment to you. Write your leadership growth statement. I lead by example, guided by faith, humility, and service could be a quote you have printed out. I lead by example, guided by faith, humility, and service could be a quote you could have printed out for you to affirm to. Identify one mentee, colleague, or peer you can pour into this week if you are in a level of helping others. But if you are not in the level of leading others, please lead yourself. You are the first call, right? Document what you learn by serving. Right, so whatever you're doing, you're serving people, what did you learn from it? Document it. It's very important as well. And if you document all this, it gives you easy way to actually post on LinkedIn or post on any socials, because you're posting with value. Okay, so as we end for model 5, leadership is a sacred calling, not to control but to cultivate. I'm taking this again. Leadership is a sacred calling, not to control but to cultivate. God raises leaders who lead with compassion, competence, and conviction. The 3 C's. God raises leaders who lead with compassion, competence, and conviction. The 3 C's. Compassion, competence, and conviction. Whether you are managing a team, teaching others, mentoring oneself, teaching yourself, serving yourself, do it with love, not ego. Love. Okay, and we all know that there's a full definition of love. Okay, all right, we have come to the end of model 5. I'm loving this so well, and I hope you are learning so much as well. I am Miss Mailiana, and this is LeadIn Tech Mentorship Program, helping you build and scale up your career with faith-driven strategies. Let's keep learning, keep building, and growing together. Please do not forget to subscribe, like this video, and share to your friends to join the community. I will see you in another one. Bye.